What if I told you the gap between the 2% who succeed and the 98% who don't is not talent, not luck, not even intelligence, but something much quieter, something almost invisible in daily life? It's the small decisions you repeat when nobody is watching. It's how you think when things go wrong. It's what you do when motivation disappears. Most people are waiting for the perfect moment, but the 2% quietly build themselves in imperfect ones. Look around. Almost everyone has dreams. Almost everyone wants more money, more freedom, more peace, more meaning. But wanting is common. Execution is rare. That's where the divide begins. The 98% fall in love with the idea of success. The 2% fall in love with the process. And the process is not glamorous. It's repetitive, sometimes boring, often uncomfortable. It asks for consistency when results are invisible. It asks for discipline when emotions say stop. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail because they can't succeed. They fail because they stop too early or they never truly start. They get excited at the beginning, but excitement fades. When things slow down, when progress becomes hard to measure, they interpret it as failure. But the 2% understand something deeper. They know that growth is often silent. Just like a seed under the soil, there is a phase where nothing seems to be happening. Yet everything is happening. Think about how people approach effort. The 98% negotiate with discomfort. They say, I'll work hard, but only if I feel like it. Or, I'll stay consistent, but only if I see results quickly. The 2% don't negotiate. They accept discomfort as part of the deal. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because they understand its purpose. They treat discipline like a skill, not a punishment. There's also a difference in how failure is seen. For most people, failure is an identity. I failed, so I'm not good enough. That belief becomes heavy. It creates hesitation. It makes people avoid risk, avoid trying again. But the 2% see failure as feedback. Not emotional, not personal, just information. Something didn't work. Adjust. Try again. Keep moving. There's a calmness in that mindset, almost like a quiet confidence that no matter what happens, they will figure it out. And then there's focus. In a world full of distractions, focus has become rare. The 98% chase too many things at once. They jump from one idea to another, one strategy, to another, one shortcut, to another. But the 2% simplify. They pick a direction and commit long enough to see it through. Not forever, but long enough to learn something real. They understand that mastery doesn't come from dabbling. It comes from depth. But let's be honest, this path is not always serious and heavy. There's a playful side to it too. The 2% don't just grind endlessly. They stay curious. They treat challenges like puzzles. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? That small shift makes the journey lighter. It turns pressure into exploration. It keeps the mind open instead of closed. Another hidden difference is responsibility. The 98% often look outward. They blame circumstances, timing, other people. And sometimes those things are real. Life is not always fair. But the 2% choose a different response. They take ownership even when it's uncomfortable. Not because everything is their fault, but because ownership gives them power. If something is in your control, even partially, you can change it. And that's where growth lives. Now pause for a moment and think about your own habits. Not your big goals, but your daily patterns. Because success is not built in one big moment. It's built in small, repeated actions. The way you manage your time, the way you respond to setbacks, the way you show up when you don't feel like it. These are the real building blocks. Here's something else people don't talk about enough: patience. The 98% are impatient. They want results fast. And when they don't get them, they feel like something is wrong. But the 2% understand timing. They know that meaningful progress takes time. They don't rush the process. They stay steady. And that steadiness compounds over time in ways that are hard to imagine in the beginning. But none of this means you have to become a robot. In fact, the opposite is true. The journey becomes more powerful when you stay human, when you allow yourself to enjoy small wins, when you laugh at your mistakes instead of being crushed by them, when you stay curious instead of rigid. That balance between seriousness and playfulness is what keeps you going for the long run. So the real question is not, why do only 2% succeed? The better question is, which habits, beliefs, and actions am I choosing today? Because the line between the 2% and the 98% is not fixed. It's not something you're born into. It's something you step into one decision at a time. And maybe, just maybe, the difference starts with something simple. Showing up today, even if it's not perfect, even if it's small, just showing up. Now let's go deeper, because understanding the difference is one thing, but living it daily is something else entirely. This is where most people struggle, not with knowledge, but with application. You already know what you should do. The challenge is doing it consistently, especially when life gets messy. The 98% often wait for clarity before they act. They want the full plan, the guaranteed outcome, the perfect conditions. But life rarely works that way. The 2% move with partial clarity. They take action even when they don't have all the answers. They trust that clarity will come through movement, not before it. It's like walking through fog. You can't see the entire path, but you can see the next step. And sometimes that's enough. There's also a strong emotional component here. The 98% are heavily controlled by how they feel in the moment. If they feel motivated, they work. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel uncertain, they hesitate. But emotions are unstable. They change constantly. The 2% understand this. They don't ignore emotions, but they don't let them decide everything. They build systems and routines that carry them forward, even when motivation disappears. This is where a bit of philosophical thinking helps. Imagine your life as something you're shaping daily, not something that just happens to you. Every action, every choice, every habit is like a small vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Not instantly, but gradually. And over time, those votes add up. The 2% are simply more intentional with their votes. Another key difference is how people handle boredom. This might sound small, but it's huge. The path to any meaningful goal includes long periods of repetition. Practicing, learning, improving again and again. The 98% get bored and quit. They crave constant excitement. But the 2% learn to sit with boredom. They find a strange kind of peace in it. They understand that mastery lives on the other side of repetition. At the same time, they don't lose their sense of curiosity. They ask questions. They experiment. They stay mentally engaged, even in routine tasks. That's the playful side again. It keeps things alive. It prevents burnout. It turns discipline into something sustainable instead of something exhausting. Let's talk about fear, because fear is one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of wasting time. The 98% try to avoid fear. They wait until they feel ready. But that moment rarely comes. The 2% move with fear. They accept it as part of the process. Not something to eliminate, but something to understand. And interestingly, the more they act despite fear, the smaller it becomes. There's also the matter of comparison. In today's world, it's easy to look at others and feel behind. The 98% fall into this trap. They compare their beginning to someone else's middle or end, and it discourages them. The 2% focus inward. They measure progress against their past self. Are they improving? Are they learning? Are they moving forward, even slowly? That's enough. Now here's something important. The 2% are not perfect. They have bad days. They lose focus sometimes. They make mistakes. The difference is they don't stay down for long. They reset quickly. They don't turn one bad day into a bad week or a bad month. They come back to the process again and again. If you really think about it, success is not a single moment. It's a pattern of thinking, acting, adjusting, and continuing. And that pattern is available to anyone willing to practice it. So where do you start? Not with something big and overwhelming. Start small. Pick one habit, one area where you can be more consistent. Maybe it's how you manage your time. Maybe it's learning a skill. Maybe it's simply showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Build from there. And as you move forward, try to keep that balance. Take your goals seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Allow room for mistakes. Stay curious. Stay open. Let the journey shape you, not just the outcome. Because at the end of the day, the 2% are not a different species. They're just people who decided to keep going when it was easier to stop. People who chose discipline over comfort, growth over ease, curiosity over fear. Now I want to hear from you. What's one habit or mindset you feel is holding you back right now? And what's one small step you can take today to move closer to that 2%? Share your thoughts, your struggles, or even your questions. Your perspective might help someone else who's on the same path.